This is a question for Mr. Inslee. The Washington State Democratic Party Convention recently passed a resolution against the proposed coal export terminal at Cherry Point near Bellingham. There are also proposals for coal export terminals at Longview and at Grays Harbor. Of course, these projects mean jobs, but there are also a multitude of environmental and public health concerns. What is your position on allowing coal export terminals in Washington?
Well, I believe we should look at these coal proposals through the lens of jobs and job creation. There are some obvious benefits in construction and longshoreman work working on these ports. But there are also some potential downsides for the economies of the towns that these almost 2-mile-long trains will go through, including Spokane. So my view is we need to evaluate all of the job prospects, both plus or minus, before we make a decision. Now, that's the right decision economically for our state. It's also the law which we should support. But let me suggest that this is a moment of truth for the state of Washington. And it is a question of whether or not we will embrace a future that can embrace the new systems of energy. You know, we could just give up on the ability to compete with the Chinese in lithium-ion batteries, but I don't think we should. Energy 2 Company on the shores of Lake Union is one of the world's most advanced nanotechnology companies. You can marry up ultracapacitors and perhaps makes your electric battery of your car run further. We need to have policies that will make sure those companies develop here, not in China. We are in a race, and we're in a race with Texas, we're in a race with New Jersey, we're in a race for Germany. And the plans I've proposed are ways to move this state forward the way we always have, which is to be on the cutting edge.
Mr. McKenna, coal export terminals.
Well, this is an important issue to the business community, to organized labor, and to many community leaders in the communities where the bulk commodity terminals are being proposed. It's important to all of them because we're talking about hundreds and hundreds of permanent, high-paying jobs. It's important to them because it'll be some of the most significant new economic development in their community in a long time. These projects have to go through a rigorous environmental review process, an EIS process. If they can meet our state's high environmental, health, and safety standards, then why would they be discriminated against as opposed to some other economic development project? And, you know, when we do those analyses, we should do a cumulative impacts analysis assessing how they would all affect each other if more than one was built.
Okay, thank you. 15 seconds, Mr. Inslee.
I think that's a fair statement. We need to look at the impact on a small business here in Spokane of having a train go by and what that does to their ability to get to their customers. And when we do that, we're going to make a good decision, the right decision for the state.